Welcome to today's session. We discuss village banking, right? Welcome. I want to apologize for the delay. I had a small challenge which now has been sorted out, and now we can go on and talk about this issue that is of utmost importance. So, as usual, friends, give me heads up. Tell me if you can hear me. Tell me if you can hear me. Are you able to hear me? Give me some comments. Let me know if you can hear me. Okay, that would be fantastic. So let me know if you can hear me. So I want us to look at this from two sides. We're going to compare, village banking versus the bank. Okay, so that we can get the insights into what exactly happens when you get money from village banking. So just to start with, please guys give me some comment. Let me know if you can hear me before we get started. Am I loud and clear? Somebody give me a comment. And it's just so nice for me to just, okay, Maynard says, Martha Jones, fantastic. Thank you very much. It's good that you can hear me. Says loud and clear, fantastic. All right, good. Okay, handshakes, fantastic, awesome. All right, so we have, okay, good afternoon, Mapenzi. It's good to have you here. Good afternoon. Please invite those who care about, share, with those who care about, so that they can come and join us this particular afternoon. Okay. All right, mediums, good to see you. Fantastic. So, guys, I want to bring to you a few things about village banking, and I'm going to share some numbers that are going to help us understand what I'm talking about here. Okay, let's just share some numbers, and then I'm going to talk from. Of course, I'm going to speak from the numbers so that we can use numbers. It's always important when you are dealing with village banking to always use numbers, because numbers are going to help us understand things even better. All right. Now, the reason why I bring veg banking, I've been seeing people tell me a lot of things about veg banking, and for the past few months, I've been dealing with people that are in veg banking. Last year in August, I had a client who got about should be 70,000 or 50,000 from veg banking, and before she knew it, this lady was paying over 70,000 in just 12 months, and she was shocked. She couldn't believe it. She was wondering, how do they multiply these numbers? How do they do interest on village banking? So I told her I was going to be able. I told her, okay, fine, let me take you through the schedule so that you can see how your interest multiplies, how things multiply on village banking. So that's what I did. So I took her through, and she was shocked at how much money she was paying on a loan. So let's first begin by talking about the good things about village banking before we go to the other side. We have to be realistic, friends. There are people right now whose lives have changed because they joined a village banking group and things have really worked. Okay. One good thing about village banking is that if you need some cash, it's going to provide you readily available source finance. You don't need to have a lot of collateral. No need for collateral. People come together on the base of trust. They put money together. If you want to borrow from village banking, all you have to do is just declare the amount that you want to borrow, and if it's available, boom, you are given. No paperwork at all. It is so easy to get money from village banking. All right. But also, village banking has an advantage because, even though you don't have collateral, somebody who trusts you can simply introduce the group, then they're going to give you the money. So it's easier to get money from village banking and things like that. That's one thing I've just come to appreciate about village banking. It makes it easier for you to get the money that you need. And it's also a good source of capital for starters. If you want to start, you have no track record, no collateral, no cash flows. These people from village banking don't care whether you have money or don't have money. They'll be able to give you the money. They don't have to scrutinize you like the banks do, where they're going to go through and scrutinize you and ask you some questions. People from village banking don't just really care whether you have the money or don't have the money. So that's one good thing I like about village banking, because you can get some money quickly and use it if you have an opportunity to want to target in the economy, and you can benefit. So I know a few people, actually not even a few, a lot of people who've benefited from village banking because they're able to borrow money, pay back. When you have an emergency, all you have to do is make a phone call to the chair lady or chair, whatever it is, or when you meet month end, you can simply declare how much money you want, and then you can be paying slowly. You don't pay the money at once. All right, that's another issue with village banking. So there's flexible payments where you pay monthly. So if you borrow money this month and you don't have by month end, they will not give you a problem. They'll just, top up the interest. You can come and pay us next month. So that's where the danger comes in. The flexibility is what makes village banking even more dangerous for starters and for amateurs, because it just makes everything different. So let's talk about the other side of village banking, and I'm going to show you some numbers from the bad side of village bank. So I'm going to compare a loan from the bank, and I'm going to compare village banking. So let's say there's a person who wants to borrow money. All right, there are two options. You can either go and borrow from the bank, or you can either go and borrow from village banking. So these are the things I want us to compare now. Let's compare two people who want to borrow money. One borrows money from the bank and one borrows money from village banking. Let's see how much interest they are going to pay. So now let me take you through this one. Now let's go through and see how it's going to come out. Please, guys, you may give me some feedback when I begin to explain this, to tell me if you just can, share with your friends and stuff like that. People have been swindled. So now, guys, this is a loan schedule. This is what we do. When you want to get a loan, please come through. We help you. We advise you so that you can understand how much money you're going to pay in whatever period. So let's say, guys, tell me a number between a 50 and 100,000. The money you want to borrow, let's say from village banking. How much would you like to get? Between 50 and 100,000. Let me just pick a number from anybody of you in the comment. Let's tell me a number between 50 and 100,000, and we go with it. From, let's say, two people want to borrow money. So tell me between 50 and 100,000. Just pick any number at random, just for you to see this thing is real and very much practical. So guys, tell me a number in the comments between 50,000 and 100,000. What number are we picking to use as an example? Okay, fantastic. We have 100,000. Okay, fine. So let's use 100,000 there. Okay, fantastic. So let's say Melody wants to borrow 100,000. Okay, so now here I'm going to go here. All right, I'm going to go here on the so now I'm on the sheet here. So let's just enter 100,000 here. So now let's say she wants to borrow 100,000. Okay, now let's say she wants to borrow from the bank. Friends, tell me, how much is the interest from your village banking group, or from how do they charge interest per month? Also, I want to see this comment from you. You tell me the interest rate so that I can use what you people see when you go for village banking. How much the interest rate per month? Give me the interest rate per month. Somebody give me the interest per month in the comments, so that we can use your current interest rates. The previous one I went to check, they were using 20% interest rate. I don't know for now for you. Okay. So somebody give me the interest in the comments, so that we can use what you use when you're going for village banking. People use 20, 10, 15. Any interest rate. Okay. Let's. So we are going to go with. Okay, fantastic. 20%, not a problem. I actually did this on 20%. Even 10% is the same thing. So we're going to do 20% and 10% interest rate. Right, fantastic. So let's use those interest rates. 20% and 10% interest rates. So let's go and do this. Okay. So there we go. So let's start with 20% interest rates. Then we're going to downgrade to 10%. So let's say I want to get 100,000 kwacha, 20% for 1 year. Now, this is a loan you're going to get from the bank. So I want to show you how the bank is going to deduct your money, and how you're going to pay, how much you're going to pay at the end of the 12 months. Okay. This is 12 months here. All right. So look at the bank. For the bank, your payments, if I've already put the formulas here, so you can see, so these are in month number 1, all right? In month number 1, all right? So in month number 1, so what we have here, let's say we put 100,000 here, you're getting this loan from the bank, so that you can see what's going to happen here. So if you're getting from the bank 100,000, your numbers are going to change. So you're going to set your payment per month, you're going to be paying this figure here, 9,000. Of course, we'll be paying 9,263.4. That is going to be like your monthly payment, and you can see your interest amount at 1,1656. So it's not very bad if you compare. You look at the bank. So in 12 months' time, your loan is going to be liquidated. You're going to see we have 0 after 12 months. Okay. Look at the amount of money you're going to pay in interest rates and the one you're going to pay for village banking. I want you to compare. Look at the bank. So the bank, you are paying that amount of money. Now let's say you are going to pay, because banks usually give you this money for years. And let's just be realistic. Let's use maybe 5 years or maybe 10 years. So the bank can give you a loan for either 5 years, that amount for 5 years. That's what they do. About 100,000, maybe 5 years, 3 years, 6 years. They can't give you for 1 year. So in 5 years, to 649 kwacha on 100,000. So that's how much money you're going to be paying. And your interest amount, of course, you can see that's your interest amount. It's extremely low interest you're paying. All right. So you're paying a very, very low interest when you're dealing with the bank. So in 5 years' time, that's about 60 periods, 60 months. You can see this is 60 months. So in 5 years' time, when you go to 60 months, you're going to see that actually this loan is being liquidated. You have zero amount of money to pay in 5 years' time. So in 5 years' time, your loan would have been liquidated by, so you can see it's not, the monthly payment with the bank is not very much, bad. So I can put green to show now you're free. So you can now go and move around and do whatever you want to do, because you would have paid your 100,000 kwacha in 5 years' time. And look at the interest you're paying for 100,000 kwacha. See the interest rates that you're paying. You can see the interest is not much from the bank. All right. It's about 1,666 monthly interest. All right. So the principal amount is going to be about 982, which leaves you the remaining balance on your loan is going to be 99,017 kwacha.28. So you can see the bank is a bit more lenient when it comes to charging you interest. So I'm comparing the same 20% for the bank and the 20% for village banking, so that you can see. Now, banks don't really give you a 20%. Some of them may go maybe 29% and stuff like that. So I'm also going to use 29%, so that you can see the difference. Now, let me take you the same amount of money. If you got from the village banking group, you want to start a business. So you can see for the bank, those are the monthly interests. And as you go, you're going to notice for the bank, the more the time passes, the more the interest rates begin to reduce. So see, we're starting with 1,6, 166, 165, 163, 161, 165, 1658, 1656, 154, 152, 150, 14. So you can see for the bank, the more time is passing, the lower the interest amount you're going to be paying, because they are putting into consideration that you're making some, monthly payments of, that amount. So see the total amount of money you're going to pay in a month. So you're going to pay, per month will be paying 264, 2,749.4 every month. Then this interest plus principal is what is making this total here. So you can see how the bank is. The bank is very systematic, very professional. They are handling you with care because they care about your money. So your loan for the bank is not going up. Your loan for the bank is going down. So after 60 months, because 5 years is about 60 months, okay? So after 60 months, you're going to see that in 60 months, your loan will be liquidated to zero. So you can see, there we go, we have zero. So you have nothing to pay. Now let's go to village banking just for 1 year, all right? Just 1 year of village banking. Now let's see village banking. So now here's village banking, same amount. So let's do the same amount of money. So let's say we are going to say, okay, I did this on 80,000. Thankfully, you guys have taught me 100. So let me do this on 100. So let's say now we have about, of course, 100,000. All right. So let's do that. So we have 100,000 on village banking. All right. And of course, the monthly payment is going to change as well here. We are going to do something like that. Good. So you can see for village banking, if you get a loan at 20%, because for them they charge 20% annual interest. All right, that's where the problem comes in. They charge monthly interest 20%. So per year for village banking, you're going to be paying 240% in interest for village banking. 240% interest for village banking annually, because them they charge you 20%. Some of them charge you 10%. Now look at the interest. Your loan is about 100,000. 10% of that's about 20,000. All right. So your principal amount is going to be, of course, it is still going to be 100,000. 120 minus 20 is equal to 100,000. So at the end of the year, at the end of the month, this money you've not yet paid it. For the bank, the money goes down. For village banking, interest gains interest. So you can see you borrowed 100. By the end of the month, they add 20% on your 100. You now have 120. All right. Tomorrow morning will be month number 2. Okay. Tomorrow morning, I'm in a meeting. Tomorrow morning, you'll be month number 2. All right. Month number 2, what's going to happen is that what you're going to have 120. Now this time around, the same 120 is going to gain interest, all right? Because you've not paid, you're still owing. So the group is going to add what you owe plus the interest which you did not pay. They have a total amount, and then they charge interest on the total amount. So for them, they use compound interest. What's going to happen in month number 2? You're going to be shocked. You're going to pay 24,000 in interest. By the end of the month, you're going to have a total debt of about 144,000 just in 2 months of owing village banking. So you can see, if you owe village banking for just 12 months, see how much money you're going to owe. It's a lot of money. You're even shocked. How did I end up owing this much? Because village banking is multiplying your money exponentially over time. It is increasing every single year. Even if I reduce this rate, all right? Even if I reduce this, this rate to say 10%, all right? It still would not be able to be lower than the bank. For the bank, I can even go up to 28%. If I take you to the bank, look at the bank. If I go to the bank and I charge you 28% here, all right? Let's charge you 28%. Let me charge you 40% for the bank. Even 40%, look at 40%. Still, the amount of money you're going to pay in interest per month from the bank cannot surpass village bank. Look at interest amount times 2 the money for village banking, but look at how much money you're going to be paying for the bank. Very low interest. If I put 40% of village banking per month, it will shock you. So 20% from village banking is about 10 times more stronger than 20% from the bank. Because for the village banking, the interest ends interest. This is why I discourage people who want to start a business to go and get money from village banking, because you are going to be working for your friend. So there are 2 people who benefit from village banking. The one who is saving the money loves village banking. Do you know why? Because the one saving the money is going to just get a 20,000 kwacha or a 40,000 kwacha and put it in village banking. By the end of the month, that person who put 100,000 kwacha has gained 120,000 kwacha. If the interest is 10% per month, that person would have gained 110,000 kwacha. Now they don't withdraw that money, they leave it there. Next month they save another 50,000 or 10,000. In 3 months' time, you can become quite very comfortable. In 12 months' time from village banking, if you are saving 100,000 kwacha, you save the 100,000 kwacha just once. After 12 months, you're going to be shocked how much money you're going to have. Do you know why? Because the smart people are making money on the stupid ones, the ignorant, those who can't count. And this is why I say, when you want to go to village banking, it's better you go and save money than to borrow money. Because once you save money, somebody who is ignorant, who does not know the numbers, is going to get your money and begin to multiply it for you more than any other savings account can multiply for you. Because for them, it's 10% every month and it ends interest. For the bank, they can't charge you 60% on interest in a single year. They won't do that. I think last 2 weeks ago, we did something to do with interest rates on borrowing from the court. So if you want to use village banking, if you want to take the risk of saving with village banking. Don't take the risk of borrowing from village banking, because you're going to work for your friends and it's not a good thing. Now, here's why I also discourage people from getting money from the village banking. All right? The people who go and get money from village banking are those who have money problems, more often than not. People go to village banking to get money because they have money problems. So you don't expect such people to pay your money on time. They are going to delay you. All right? People go to village bank to go and get money because they have problems. So when you get your hard-earned money, you get your 100,000 kwacha, and you go and save it in village banking, some people are going to borrow this money. Some of them will default, they will not pay you. So you're even better off, instead of going to village banking, partner with 10 friends and say, guys, let's put 10,000 kwacha, 10,000 kwacha, 10,000 kwacha. So we can raise how much? We can raise 100,000. So if you are 10, you put 10,000 kwacha each. You say 10 multiplied by 10, all right? You put 10, 10. What's going to happen here is that you're going to have, of course, 100,000. All right, you're going to have 100,000. That's a good thing. In 2 months, in a month's time, you're going to have 100,000. This 100,000, you can now use it to construct a poultry for 16,000 and to use the 64,000 kwacha to buy 1,000 beds. You can start a business, just 10 people. If you want to save money, I think that's the best. You can just group yourselves. 10 people have 10,000 kwacha each. You put together, you have 100,000 kwacha, and then you go and invest this in a poultry business. Because for poultries, all you need is about 64, all right, to construct a poultry, to run 1,000 beds, 64,000 kwacha, which will leave you with about 26,000 kwacha, 36,000 kwacha in your bank account. And then you use the 16,000 kwacha to build a simple poultry. You are going to be shocked. You're going to remain about maybe 18,000 kwacha, about 20,000 kwacha in the bank, seated somewhere. You're just enjoying yourself at this point. So you can even have 20 somewhere seated, and then you're running your poultry, 10 of you. This is less riskier than getting your money you put into village banking. Yes, you are benefiting on people who have problems. All right, that's what I don't like about village banking, because you are getting your money, you are comfortable, get 100,000, you go and put in village banking. People who have problems are going to come because they have problems. So they can't think straight. They're going to come and borrow 100,000. Every month they are making for you 20,000 in interest. By the end of the month, you have 120. In 2 months, you have 144. In 3 months, you have 172. In 4 months, you have 207. You can see how your money is multiplying. It's multiplying at a very fast pace. Now, that's not a good thing, because you are making this money on people who have problems. So the chances that they will not pay you are quite high, because initially most people from this bank have got problems. There are very few people who go to village banking and then they have a beautiful business idea. They go and invest. Usually people get money from village banking because they want to pay rentals. They don't have money for rent. So they go and get village banking, they pay rent. Or they owe somebody from another village banking group. Then they get from your group, they go and pay someone there. Then from there they get, so people are in cycles of debt. So they go into village banking. That's why it's a risk for you. If you have money, you love your money, you want to protect your money, I think it's best that you don't put into village banking group. That's why the problem comes in, because the interests are multiplying, but nobody's going to pay you the money at the end. There are very few groups which are professionally able to pay, very few. But even those who are professional, sometimes they default. Excuse me. So that's what happens, guys. Now, why did I bring this one to you here? I brought this issue to you because a lot of people now, December, they got some bonuses. Some people got some, 13th check, gratuities, and people have been texting me, how do I invest my 100,000? No, I want to put into this village banking group. So now I want to advise you, all right? I want to tell you, if you have a money you want to save, and if you're going to village banking is going to benefit you, I can confidently tell you it's a lie, all right? It's the levels of risk you're going to expose yourself to village banking is extremely high compared to the levels of risk you're going to expose yourself if you put that money into a 3-year bond. Now, let's say you put that money into a 3-year bond, all right? You get 100,000, you put into a bond. It won't be much, but it will be by far better, because a bond is risk-free, right? There's no risk that you're going to experience when you put money into a bond. If you put into village banking, yes, you're going to have more money quickly, because maybe you're even greedy. People are greedy, but most of them are greedy people. Not that I'm saying that they're greedy, but people that want to multiply money fast without working so hard. This is why they get swindled. You put 100,000 kwacha, 20% per month, because for the bank, for the court, they're even going to tell that, you know what, the interest you can go for annual debt should not exceed, is it 38% or 48% annually? You can't exceed that. But for village banking, you're paying 240% per year in interest. That's greedy. Tell me, guys, if I'm overreacting. I think that's being selfish. That's greedy. You want to reap on people that have problems. You want to make more money from people that have got problems. This is why they default, because in the first place, they had no money. So they came to you to pay rent. They came to you to go and buy food. They came to you to go and, just maybe pay school fees for their children. Yeah. And says that's true. That's exactly what they do. Someone can be in 5 different groups of village banking. Once they borrow, they even change the location. Yes, they do that. They change, they shift. All right. Now look at that one. Lakti says, I don't like village banking. I've been disappointed twice. They give stories when you're about to share. Exactly. When you're about to share the money, it's either now. Yes, Lakti, thank you very much. Let me bring this story to you. Last Shamba, 4 months ago, I received a phone call from a lady from some village banking group. She tells me the one I told you that she tells me that she's owing this money, and now she wants to understand how her saving has multiplied. She didn't think the money was properly done. So I went there. Of course, when you're hired, I was hired and I was paid for this job. I went to this village banking group. They even have some books where they record their transactions. Now, do you know what I discovered? I discovered that this first banking group, for them, what happens? There's a chair lady. This chair lady has 4 village banking groups, right? She has one in Avondale. She has, she has different village banking groups, and she makes 10,000 kwacha every month from each village banking groups. In a month, she's getting a salary of 40,000 kwacha, and the members do not know. This is what I found. Okay. Do you know how I found this? Because I came to learn that there are 2 ways of running a village banking group from dealing with these people I've done in the past few months. The first way is where you go and get money, you save in the bank, all right? We save with the group. Then the group, they get the money and maybe save, invest with some unit trust or some whatever trust, they go and put the money there, or they promise that they're going to multiply it. You don't know how they are multiplying the money. Or the most common way is where you save the money, you meet as a group every month, you put monies together. Those who want to borrow the money, they borrow the money. So the money does not remain with anybody. So the money is shared. All of it is shared when you meet. So that there's no, if there's no bank, there's no bank account. You meet, guys, tell me if that's true in your area. If you meet, for example, you have 10 people, you have 1,000, 1,000, 1,000, you have 10,000 kwacha. Among us, you say this money must not remain. You're supposed to borrow. Then people borrow the same money, and then they come and pay back monthly with interest. Then they borrow, they come and pay back with interest. So that's how some groups do. Like this group, this one I went to, they were doing something like that. So you borrow the money. As a group, you come, you pay back monthly, and then you share the money again, and people borrow more monies, they go. Now, the problem with that arrangement is that if somebody gets a 40,000, then they die. There's no collateral, there's no insurance. You've lost your money. This person has died. Maybe they get to 100,000. You put into this banking. Somebody's owing 50,000 kwacha dies. Do you know what's going to happen? You lose the money because there's no insurance in village banking. You put your 50,000 kwacha or 100,000 kwacha. Somebody's owing 50,000 kwacha is in a road accident. You lose because they can't pay you now. Or they make terrible losses in their business, you lose. There's no insurance. That's where the problem is. Now, the other issue I found from this group I was dealing with, that the chair lady has a constitution which benefits her. She records staff. She has a group of people like the treasurer, the secretary, the right staff, and then they have some monthly charges that people, when they're going to village banking, they're very excited. They don't understand numbers, so they are excited. They're simply getting interest, monies, borrowing. And then there's this a small fee for late coming, a small fee for monthly fee. If you put all these 2 monies together, this lady is getting 10,000 kwacha in one village banking group. And she has 4, she gets 40,000. This is what I found, guys. This is like the actual information, and I was shocked. So I tell the lady that took me there, do you know how much salary your chair lady gets? Say, no, I don't know. Say she gets 10,000 because I say, yes, I'm serious. Took her through the books, and then she was shocked. So she told other members. They even now convened to have an emergency meeting to discuss this issue of 10,000 kwacha. Because the chair lady is smart enough, she's benefiting on her friends. People are coming to borrow money. So her and her husband are saying they're investing the money. They're not investing the money anywhere. They're just depending on you bringing more new members and stuff like that. And then you pay more interest to them. Then they charge you fees, service fees. It's a scheme. So I don't encourage village banking. But some of us are unemployed, so banks should be comfortable giving us loans. But yes, the bank will not give you a loan, because what the bank wants, they don't want a payslip. The bank wants a receipt like this one I have here. If you have a receipt book like this one, you can get a loan from any bank. What the bank wants to give you a loan is not a payslip. They want cash flow. The bank is not even interested in your collateral. They don't want collateral. They don't want you to show them that you have a house. They don't want. They are not interested. The bank gives you a loan if you're an SME based on collateral, based on cash flow. They are going to look at your receipt. That's why we say, can you record your transactions to avoid village banking? If you sell something, record, write it down. Because for the bank, they are going to look at your cash flow. How much money do you make in a month? How much money do you make in a year? And then they are going to assess from your cash flows. They're going to assess how much money you can qualify to get as a loan as an SME. So it's important that before you go and get a loan from the bank, establish cash flows. Begin to trade first. Begin to record the receipts. So that when you have receipts, payments, and everything, then you can now go and apply for a loan from the bank. The bank will look at your cash flows, how your money has been coming into your business, then they can give you a loan. The issue of collateral is just a by the way. The bank does not care about your collateral. They just use it as a by the way. What they are most interested in is your cash flow record. Because here's what they say, the bank complains, they say, if they give you a loan and then you use a house as collateral, it takes years before the court cases can end and before they can actually sell the house. The bank is going to incur expenses of advertising the house, going to the court, paying the company lawyers. So it takes a process. They don't like that. So they are more comfortable giving you a loan based on your cash flows. If you have established cash flows, it's going to be easier to get the loan from the bank. If you have no records, whenever you sell something, you don't record anything, no one is going to give you a loan because they'll look at you as a scam. Even if you have payslip, all right, payslip is meant for small loans. People get small loans, 50,000, 40,000, and they use payslip. If you want a big amount of money, establish cash flows. This is why you see we have these books. Whenever we sell something, we record. You buy something, you record. And our bank statements, whenever I have money, I go and deposit in my bank account. So that if I want to get a loan, I can simply print out the bank account and show the bank, here's the money, here's what I make in the month, here's what I've made this particular year, so they can give me a loan. So the bank is by far better than the village banking. And you can see from the number that I was running. Now, let's say you want to get a 50,000 from the bank, okay? If you go to the bank and you want to get a 50,000 from the bank, see, look at that, 50,000 from the bank, look at how much money you're going to be paying in interest. Now, let me use the actual, let me use 10%, just maybe 20%, just be fair. Look at how much interest you're going to be getting. You're going to be paying a very small amount of interest. You're going to be paying a total principal 1.3 every month. So you can see your debt maybe in if it is for 5 years. Look at number 60 there, your loan has been liquidated. So look at the interest rates. The more the time is passing, the lower the interest rates are going to be paying. So interest rate is reducing from 8.25, 8.16. It is just reducing. So for the bank, they are reducing. Of course, debt is debt, but between the bank and village banking, you are by far better getting money from the bank. If you don't have a payslip, begin to establish your cash flows. Whenever you sell something, write receipts, record. You have the money, it's in the Airtel account. Can you transfer the money from the Airtel account to your bank account? Because some banks are going to require a bank statement for your business. So register your business. Open a bank account for a business. Whenever you make sales, deposit that money into your bank. When you want to borrow, the bank will use that same statement to decide whether they can give you the money or not. Then, no matter whether you have a car, you don't have a car, you have a house. It's not about collateral. It's about cash flows. That's why the banks are going to give you money. So forget collateral. Collateral is just a by the way thing. Not that they need the collateral. No, just a by the way, just in case. But you don't need collateral. So you can say village banking is extremely terrible. So this year, some of the mistakes you must avoid is going into a village banking, because people from village banking, like I said, have problems. They have money problems. You can't expect people have so many problems to pay you money on time, all right? So how good is village banking? Because there are problems that rise. Yes, there are lots of problems. People that you don't know can just come and get the money. The thing about village banking is that people don't know each other in most cases. There's this teacher from the other school, there's this teacher, there's this neighbor. They come together on the basis of trust. That's where the problem comes in. It's even the people who trust sometimes may just fail to pay because maybe they were sick or maybe they made losses. So there's a lot of risk with village banking. So guys, if this means anything to you, I hope that you're going to think twice before you can go into village banking. Yes, that's the point. People don't know each other in village banking. So there's no insurance. If somebody dies, somebody runs away, nothing. You've lost. And the other problem with Village Banking, if one member runs away, all members are affected. If one member defaults, all members are affected. Right now, I have an issue where Red Court is saying they are unable to share because one member has defaulted, and now the chair is saying we can't share because the money is not accurate. One member has defaulted, who's owing them about 16,000. So one member defaults, everyone is affected. So that is the problem with Village Banking. If you have some small amount of money, don't look for castle. Get that money. If you are 10, let's say, put your money together, build a pottery. I can promise you that would be fantastic, because if you start keeping 1,000 beds, you are just 10 people. In 12 months, you're going to have a lot of money to yourselves. So it's easier. So if you want to grow your money, don't go to Village Banking. Village Banking, I feel like there's also the part of being greedy. You want to reap so much while you did not sow that much, because poor people who are broke are coming to you to get that loan, and then you are multiplying. So guys, I'll be able to take any few questions, any few contributions, any experience. Like some people have shared. Miriam says, the way I got disappointed when it was time to share, I was sure I almost fainted. Yes, people even have BP. You have made plans, you want to go to South Africa, you want to go to Tanzania, you want to go and buy this, and you can't share. Yeah. Because somebody who owed 60,000 has defaulted. It's true. There's a problem with Village Banking. Up until now, my money has not been retained. Yes. Meld says, but that's how business is. You make money off people's problems. They're not entirely bad. I just think people should learn how to make rules that suits every member. The creators. No, here's the issue. Mwaka. The problem we are talking about Village Banking is not that people are evil. No, there's this element of exploitation in Village Banking. You put 100,000, 20% interest, and the problem that you're paying that interest on a monthly basis. That's why Village Banking becomes expensive. It's not about the people. It's about also just the system itself. Look at the numbers here. Let's look at the numbers here, Mwaka. It's not about the people. It's about the system that they use. If you have you get 100,000 kwacha from Village Bank like today, look at the interest per month. Monthly interest is 20,000 in month one. Look at month number 2. Your interest is going to end interest. You're going to pay 144. So the interest has moved from 20 to 44, which means they are charging interest also on interest. That's the problem I have with Village Banking. The money expands extremely fast. This is different from making money on people's problems. No. Entrepreneurs solve problems. Now here, what problem are you solving? You are just putting money in Village Banking, hoping that somebody who has problems is going to borrow and pay interest of 20%. In a year's time, you're expecting to have all that money to yourself. But that's why the problem comes in. That's why the problem comes in. Because look at just 3 months. 3 months, you have 172. 4 months, look at that, 207. Just like that. That's a lot of money to pay in just a few months. That's why I have a problem with Village Banking. If you want to grow financially, avoid borrowing money from Village Banking, because you're going to work twice as hard to pay your debt. If you want to borrow money and you can qualify, you have cash flows, maybe you have a pay slip or you have whatever, I highly recommend it's better even get from the bank, because with the bank, you can see the bank is flexible. Even if I put this interest, let's say at 29% today for the bank, okay, for example, even at 29%, it will not match Village Bank. Look at monthly interest for 100,000 at that percent. Look at that at 29%, okay, for 100,000. Look at that. For 100,000, look at your monthly interest. It can't match. It can't match Village Banking. All right? It can't match Village Banking. It can't match Village Banking. So the bank is more flexible as compared to Village Bank in terms of how much you're going to pay at the end. Because for the bank now, you know, for 100,000 kwacha, if you're going to pay this money in 5 years' time, you know, every month you're going to pay a fixed amount of 3,174.2 kwacha. That's all. So the money is fixed. It's not like Village Banking. For Village Banking, the money is not fixed. You can look at the principal. The principal is 120. Have you seen? Look at month number 3. You have 144, 172, 207, 248. So you can see how the money is increasing on the Village Banking loan. It's increasing very fast as compared to your bank. The bank will simply tell you, okay, we'll give you 100,000 kwacha. Interest rate per annum is about 28%. You're going to pass in 5 years' time. Here's your schedule. 100,000 kwacha at 29% interest in 5 years' time. Here's your money. Here's the payment. They even give you the schedule. So every month, is 3,174. Right? Then they just play with what? They just play with the interest rates. They're either going up, down, 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 or the way in 5 years' time, you're going to go to month number 60. There we go. Your loan has liquidated, you're zero. So that's the problem I have. That's the problem I have with village banking, because the money increases abnormally. It's not a good thing for you to borrow from there. It benefits the saver, not the borrower. The saver is making abnormal money from people who are broke. The borrower is working 5 times, 10 times harder to pay back that debt. That's why the problem comes with village banking. Have you seen? And if you look at suicide cases, people who kill themselves, most of them are those who borrow from village banking, because banks are professional. Like you said, if you have a payslip, they are deducting your payslip. They won't come and follow you. If it's a business, you show them your cash flows, and then they give you a loan based on the cash flow. If you don't pay the loan, they won't come and start getting things in your house. No, they'll just go to the attached asset. Is it a plot? Is it a house? Is it a car? What did you use as collateral in an event that things go sideways? You have a peace of mind from the bank. Village banking, your neighbors will be talking about you. Before you know it, you're being posted on Facebook, on Instagram, Twitter. You're everywhere. You're on the news, on radio. People are talking about you. So it's very stressful to borrow money from village banking. So I'm just here to advise. I'm not deciding for you. If you love village banking, well and good. But I've given you two sides: who benefits and who doesn't benefit. The people who benefit are those who are saving big monies in this bank. Those who are borrowing are working for those who are saving. Now, it's not a good thing. You're a slave to somebody else. So I don't want you to be a slave. I want you to multiply the money for yourself. All right? So if you have problems, you're even better off, sometimes just avoid. Because village bank will not improve your life. Imagine you borrow 100,000 kwacha and you want to make 150,000 kwacha on top, huh? Let's go to village banking. You want to borrow 100,000 kwacha, you go and invest this money so that you can make a profit about 50. So you are going to have 150 in total. All right, profit. I'm assuming, of course, a 50% profit, which is very rare in most cases. All right. Imagine you borrow 100,000, you want to make a profit of 50,000. No, village banking, just in 1 month, this 50,000 you're going to give back 20,000 to somebody. That means the only money you're going to make is about 130. Okay, so you're going to have about 30,000 to yourself. You've given out 20 in just 1 month. 20,000 kwacha is gone. Now look at the bank. If you bought the 100,000 kwacha from the bank, in the first month, look at how much your money is going to be. See how much money you're going to pay. Look at that. Look at that. In 12 months, see how much money you're going to pay. Very small amount of money. But for village banking, it's a lot of money that you're going to pay in just 1 month. So for the bank, look at the interest. Look at the interest and the principal. And if you keep going down, you're going to see this money is reducing all the way up until it is liquidated. It ends. For village banking, money does not end. If you don't pay, it goes up. You don't pay, it goes up. It doesn't end. That's where the problem comes in. So, friends, that's just my advice to you. So, if you love village banking, well and good. Let's see someone else. So, oh yeah, so there we go. I don't know who that is referred to. That's obviously village banking. So, most of the village banking groups start well, but poor ending. Yes, most of them. What is Sandy saying? The chairpersons in the group do not contribute anything to the group, do they? Actually, in some groups, they don't. The chairperson will be getting money from people and allocating and then doing interest, like the one in Avondale. This is Avondale, the place I went to. The chair lady gets herself 10,000 kwacha every month from 4 different groups, 40,000 kwacha every month. That's not a good thing, friends. There's no other way of putting that one. All right? Yes. Yeah. So if you want to grow financially, yes, Medium says I've stopped. Yeah. What is Mr. Dick saying? 2 ways of running village banking groups. Yeah, that's true. Those 2 ways they apply. So before you go to village banking group, please understand. Started well, but the way it ended, we show. Yeah, it starts very well usually. What is Mr. Shadow says accountant? There is issue of giving a chairperson a certain amount money to appreciate the work is doing. how fair it is. Yes, it's not fair. Like I'm telling you, the chairperson from the Village Bank group I went to gets 10,000 kwacha. She has a lot of women, a lot of members in the group. She gets as much as 10,000 every month, and she has 4 groups. She has even now extended her house. She has bought another vehicle at the expense of broke people. People want to improve their lives, but they can't see how numbers are affecting them. So they rush to village banking. So on this platform, I will not sugarcoat it. Village banking is a bad thing if you have problems. Look money elsewhere, but not village banking, because number one, you lose your peace of mind. I will not have sympathy for you. Go and get 100,000, 50,000 for village banking. In the next 6 months, your life will not be the same. It will be 10 times worse than today. You can see I've run numbers for you. I'm not talking from without. I'm showing you actual numbers of how things operate in village banking. So when there's no sympathy, I don't have sympathy for if you go and get a scam. That's a scam in short. Somebody stealing money you're watching. Okay, that's a scam. Yeah, so there you go. What we have. So what is the best number of village banking? I mean, number. It doesn't matter. You can be 20, 30, 40. It doesn't matter. Like that lady's got about, I don't know, is it 100 people? She has a lot of people in village banking. So okay, she's inviting the friend. What is this one saying? No insurance in village banking. If a member who owes dies, you lose. Yes, there's no insurance. Anybody who dies, you lose. Even if they are sick, you don't get back the money because they are not working. Right? You go to the police, you start involving bailiffs, start involving lawyers, we begin to spend more money to try and get back your money. That's one thing I don't like again. Yeah. So what is Kunda Ellen saying? Miriam Kunda, I always appreciate tagging me in this live. Okay, fantastic. Thank you very much, Helen Zulu and Miriam, for tagging your friend. Okay. We have Desire. Tisa Desire. Okay, fantastic. You know, I feel like I know Tisa Desire. I keep seeing your name. Miriam Kunda and the rest. You know, Miriam Sonda, keep seeing your names, you know, Senior Mamubita. Guys, you guys are awesome. Let's go to Constance. Constance says, okay, Constance has tagged all my village people. Fantastic, Constance. That's amazing. All my friends are going to come here. Okay. That's what we do around here. Okay, guys, thank you very much for your support. I have seen people who are doing village banking ended up in trouble. Exactly, even BP. So, I've given you, guys, tell me, I've given you 2 sides. You tell me your takeaways. Tell me what you're taking away. Tell me if I'm overreacting. Tell me. Do you think I'm overreacting? Even the records, actually, when it comes to record keeping village banking, for this group I went to, they have books, but some books are missing for some months. So they have books, they record transactions, but for some months, they don't have records. So they were even arguing, no, this month I saved 10,000. No, you gave me 75. No, I paid back 5,000. So they have all these arguments going on in village banking groups because very few people are professional, right? So that's how it works for village banking groups. So the record keeping is very bad. So it is difficult because there's no evidence. When you go to court or to police, they're going to say, show us the evidence that you sent 20,000 kwacha. And if you took cash, you've lost. Unless you sent Airtel money, because there will be paper trail to show. But if you paid cash, you've lost your money just like that. So that's what happens. So guys, you tell me what to think. Tell me your experience from village banking and what is your advice to somebody who wants to go to village banking right now. I've given you my view from the bank perspective, you get a loan, and from village bank perspective. And so far, you can see that the bank is by far better than village banking, right? If you don't have collateral, don't have cash flows, start cash flow now. Buy a receipt, it's just about 100 kwacha to buy this book. Buy a receipt, buy a quotation, go to the bank, open a bank account, it's free. You'll just be required to put a 1,000 kwacha initial deposit, which you can withdraw after the account is active. So you can be depositing your money from your business into your bank account. When you want to get a loan, you go and show them that bank account. The bank will be happy to help you because you are their client and you have established cash flows. This will help you to avoid village banking scams. And here's another issue I want to talk about. People go to village banking because there's a celebrity there, or because it is run by some pastor, or because it is run by some bishop of some sort, or some person they trust. Because when they deal with money, money is unique. Even the trusted people may have challenges. All right. So to avoid putting friendships and relationships in jeopardy, you're even just better gathering about 10. So sacrifice for 10, 100. start running a pottery, you register it a company, you get the documentation, you start running, you're going to make more money on your own without having to fight with anybody. All right. If you want help come through, I'm going to help you. If you have a loan also, like I'm showing you here, I'm going to assist you to know how much you're going to pay in the next 5 years, 6 months, whatever it is. So if you have a loan you're owing the bank, please come through. If it's village banking, come through, we help you. All right. We help you see how much money you're going to be paying. So if you want to get your loan also from the bank, it's important for you to come through and understand how much money you're going to be paying. All right. So whatever loan you want to get, even if you wanted to get, say, for example, you wanted to get, say, 6 million. 6 million, usually, if you are an employee of the bank, most banks, they like to give their employees at 6%. Some of them even get it 8%. 8% to 6%, if I'm not mistaken. So usually they give you about 10 years or 20 years. So let's say they give you 10 years of that particular loan. You can save it on 6 million kwacha. Look at the amount of interest you're paying in a month. Look at the amount of interest in a month on 6 million. Look at that. 30,000 kwacha on 6 million. Village banking on just 100,000 kwacha, you are paying how much? You are paying 20,000. Now let's do this. If I go and put 200,000 kwacha on village banking here, you're going to see the interest is going to change. From 200,000 kwacha just, all right, you're going to see that there things have changed. Look at the interest per month. In the first month, it's 40,000. It is more than somebody who's gotten 6 million from the bank. So you can see this thing is terrible. It benefits those who are putting money, not you as problems. So if you have problems, just avoid. Okay? Just avoid. It's not a good thing to lose money like that. See how much money you're losing in a month just. On just 200,000, look at the bank. They have given this person a 6 million loan, and look at how much money you're going to pay in interest, 30,000, because you're by far better. And next month it goes to 29. It is reducing slowly all the way up until 10 years. Where's 10 years coming through? 10 years. In 10 years, that 6 million has been liquidated, and you can see you're pressure free. You are paying the same amount of money every single month. It's the 6,612.3 per month, and you are settled. They won't be coming to trouble and stuff like that. There's banking, guys. In just 2 months, look at 2 months amount. In just 4 months, look at 4 months, 5 months. 400 something from just 200,000. It's a lot of money. Okay, so that's one thing I want you to understand. Don't be naive. People who are smart are making money on the stupid ones. Even if in the Bible, the smart ones will come and squander the money of the stupid ones. Don't be on that list of people losing money like no man's business. You have a life to do it. When are you going to grow your life if you're always the one paying village banking interests? When will you improve your life? You tell me. When are you going to grow? When are you going to grow? Because you are putting yourself 10 times behind. You are working hard. It's like you work hard 5 steps forward, you go back 17 steps backwards. That's what village banking does. You are a slave, a proper slave. If you've borrowed money from village banking, you're a proper slave. You have no peace of mind. You also are having BP because you don't know what they're going to think of you, your neighbors, people trusted you. You are on social media being posted. You go to the police. Come on. Oh, too much drama. Avoid this thing, guys. Okay? Guys, please avoid this thing. Just somebody tell me in the comments, avoid this thing. Okay? Just avoid it. It's not a good thing. Just avoid it. It's not a good thing for you. This is why people who have money, they love village banking because they benefit from there. On your ignorance, you as problems, you are suffering 10 times to make the rich richer. Not about it. I won't pretend about this issue, guys, because people have suffered enough, and I'm not going to pretend anymore, coating it, sugar coating it, nothing. Village banking is bad. Okay? Smart people are benefiting on your ignorance, and they are laughing at you there. Sit at home, they are laughing at you. Guys who are watching me right now, please type in the comment, avoid this thing. VB, all right? Avoid VB. Avoid this thing. Don't even go, just say avoid this thing. Somebody said it in the comment. You know, I'm not getting emotional over this issue, okay? People have suffered. People have suffered a lot, friends. Like, seriously, people have suffered a lot. It's not a good thing. There's too much risk. Avoid this thing, guys, okay? Somebody just tell me, avoid this thing, make my day. Let's see. Tisa Desire, what are you saying? Go to bank to avoid the problems in this banking. That's the best, Tisa. Yeah. And even better, come and learn how to make money for a mentorship program. We have a mentorship program going on for 3 months. We are not telling people, no, we are first explaining from the start. Last week we did strategic planning. We are showing people the value of money. This week we are going to go into formulating a business plan. This Sunday we are meeting again. We are going to do formulating a business plan so that people can know how to make business plans. After they make a business plan, now we're going to go out to look for funding. Once they look for funding, we're going to go out to invest. So we are taking our audience into a process. Learn how to plan. Once you plan, formulate a business plan. Once the plan is there, look for funding. Once funding is there, now begin to invest. So we are taking our people we are mentoring into a process, step by step. In the next 3 months, they would have known how to make a business plan. They would have known how to write a proposal. They would have known how to look for money. They would have known how to invest. So that's the process you have to go through. Don't just rush into this banking because money is available. No, you'll be sorry. Even in your house, your wife, your husband, marriages have ended because of village banking. The wife owes people, the husband does not know. People come and get things in the house. Divorce. People from village banking are just nice when you are borrowing money. The time you fail to pay the money, it's like you don't know them. It's a whole new kind of people, a new breed of people. You'll be shocked. You'll be shocked. The people that you thought were nice to you, will be shocked. They are just nice because once you borrow, they get paid. You pay back, they get paid. When you default, even if you're an honest person, you're genuine, things are just tough. Genuine, not that you're a crook. Genuinely, you have problems. They will treat you like a crook. Some people are crooks. Yes, they have get somewhere, they go and join this village bank group, they borrow, they go and pay this side. They borrow this side, they pay this side. Some people are crooks. But there are people who are honest, they borrow money because they want to invest. And unfortunately, they make losses, genuine losses. But still, village bank people don't understand. They will treat you like a crook. They will get your stuff in the house. They will insult your dad and your mom, your son. They will even insult your dog. Okay? Even though you're so honest, your dog will be affected. Can you believe that? They will insult your dog. If there's any rat in your house, they will insult all those rats in your house. Cockroaches will be involved. So avoid this thing, okay? Somebody just type for me in the comment, avoid this thing. It's not a good thing, okay? Avoid this village banking thing, guys. Just avoid it. Avoid this thing, okay? Too much explanation is this. Too much explanation. What Lakti says, very terrible. Full of thieves. In fact, I'm listening to the program because it's you, Mr. Shadrick. I don't even want to hear people telling me to join. People we trusted have really disappointed. Yes, even trusted people sometimes may just make genuine losses and then you're disappointed. You're just disappointed. Now imagine this is your saving, or you've worked so hard to have this money and then somebody borrows, they fail to pay because they are sick or because their dog was sick. All right. So there are all these kind of problems in village banking, guys. It's just not a good thing, to be honest. Okay, it's just not a good thing. Village banking is just another level. Okay, so if you love, take it at your own risk. Okay, take it at your own risk. Yeah. So that is what actually happens, guys, for village banking. So you guys tell me. Just tell me in the comments. Somebody just tell me ban this thing. Avoid this thing. Yes. Yeah, you are right, guys. I'm seeing those comments. Avoid this thing. Yes, Kwangu says. So there, even your dog will be involved. There's nothing like, your dog will be insulted. That's very true, guys. This is not like a story. It's true. So just avoid this thing. So guys, you tell me if you have any takeaways from here. You tell me how you're going to do it. Kwangu, avoid this thing. Yes. Rosarin says it was giving me pressure. I avoided it 2 years ago. Fantastic, you did go. Ask Rosalind, she's a happy person right now. No stress, no arguments with anybody, no name calling. All right. Yeah. So I think that's amazing. That's really amazing. So you guys have been amazing. You've been an amazing audience. I'm so blessed to have an audience like you guys. You're always here to participate. You love the sharing of knowledge. So thank you very much, friends. Thank you so very much for joining me this afternoon. It's been an amazing session. I hope this has helped you to see something. We have read numbers. We have looked at numbers from the bank and from village banking. We have talked about the do's and the don'ts, the advantages and advantages. We have talked about both. All right. Even loan from the bank is not very good, but between the two, I think the loan from the bank is by far better, 10 times better than village banking. So thank you very much, guys. I hope that God fulfills you. I hope that God blesses you. I hope that God grants you that which you desire. May you find love, peace, and joy. I hope that this session helps you somehow, and I hope that going forward, you're going to avoid this thing. Okay? It's a thing, right? It's a thing. We avoid it. Guys, that's all from me this afternoon. I'm going to catch you shortly. Thank you very much, guys. Have a fantastic day. If you've not yet enrolled for our mentorship program, enroll. All right? We are mentoring people for the next 3 months. Last week, we did strategic planning. This week, we are doing business development. You're going to learn from the scratch how to develop a business. So, you're going to do business planning. Then, you're going to do investment, how to appraise an investment. We're going to do paybacks. We're going to do all those kind of things that people don't show you, right? We are going to do in this class. It's a beautiful 3 months. Your friends are going to enjoy a lot. So we are starting from the scratch. Before you invest, learn. So for now, we are learning. In the next 3 months, that's when you're going to invest. So if you care about your mental health, if you care, of course, about your well-being, avoid village banking at all costs, all right? It's a risk. Only use money which you are willing to lose. If you're going to save in the village banking group, let me repeat this. Only use the money which you are willing to lose. Don't use your own money, your own saving in village banking. No, don't. It's a risk. Sometimes it works, right? Sometimes it doesn't. So if you're going to take a risk on this banking, please use the money which you're willing to lose. Thank you so very much, friends. May God bless you. May God fulfill you. It's all for now from me to them. Bye-bye, friends. Thank you so very much. Find love, peace, and joy. Bye.